Right then, welcome back to helsing. Now, if you remember, on mission 5, I left you in the middle of mission 5. And basically, on mission 5, I grabbed hold of 3 life increases. 2 were from the start of the mission 5, which was 1 by the windmill, as well as 1 on the opposite side of the windmill. And what I mean by that is when you're usually starting to do your own game on helsing in mission 1, and when you go to a certain point in mission 1 that you go through, and then you're fighting up against some skeletons. And when I did do mission 1 and I said about those specific things, I showed you where one of the life increases were, that you could basically grab hold of it or you could leave it. But there was a specific reason why I left that for a long while. It was because mission 5 can get a bit more thick and harder than the other 4. So that's why I picked up those 2. As well as you're wondering where was the other one. Well, basically where it was in another area, which I will show you soon. Because what I'm going to do is go back and forwards to remind you where they were and some couple other things that was done. And also, what I did do was I grabbed an egg that was allow me to unlock a challenge, which was challenge 5, that was called time attack, which is basically allows you to have a lot of time, but a specific time for you to complete it, which is basically attack your enemy, which is a specific one, and just kill every single fucking one of them, which is a skeleton. And just kill every single one, and then you'll get something. But that's all I'm going to say right now, because otherwise it'll give the game away. As well as, if you know how the game goes, then you know exactly what you're doing. Also, if you've been watching a couple of my recordings, you know exactly what I'm on about. If you don't, that's okay. As well as, before I got the cheat, which was a new area, which I'll show you again because there's more to do yet. As well as when you get to a location that I'll show you soon, was that I was up against a new enemy, which was some small whacking and chucking bombs and stab you little motherfuckers. They're more like wankers, more like, because there's loads of them. They can just knock your flicking health down if you're not jumping and dodging around the place to avoid them. As well as in the room that you'll be meeting them, which would have a door on the left that'll be a red, which allows you to say you can't go in there. So once you dealt with them for the first time, on the right you'll find some steps, as well as on the left when you're moving ahead a bit you'll find some steps, but one side on the right will be broken for you to find a thing, which be a chain or a specific thing that you can swing across towards a door. As well as when I said about when you push the triangle, there'll be some words that would have popped up, which would have said the door passage is blocked shut by a sealed steel door. So we had to do something with that. which was basically go through the left door. But as I said, with that left door, when you're fighting against those small fuckers, that a red colour will be put beside it to say you can't go through there. Also, when you take a couple of them out the way, a red colour will disappear and you can go through the room. And when you do go in the room, you'll find a statue with a yellow colour hook thing or a god symbol thing. We had to use a weapon, which is a crossbow that you'll have to fire an arrow at it and make the thing shake back and forwards a little bit, and then eventually something will be underneath the statue, because the statue will rise once you hit an arrow into the yellow bit, and then something will come up underneath, which will be a box. As well as once you do that, you'll be up against some more midgets, more of the bloody things, and there was about 5 or 6 of them, and you had to get rid of them. But also, when you go into the door, you couldn't get back out. But there's only one way you can get out, is if you do a couple of jumps on top of a balcony where you can find another door to get out of there. And so once you do hit the yellow flashy thing with the statue that had the thing on its left hand, you'll come out of that room with the door that you had to find up above the balconies to get out from that room, and you had to fight some other those small fuckers, because every time when you go in and out of that room, you'll alert some more. Also, when you come out from that room, that was when I said about the door underneath, you couldn't get out until you got up to one of the balconies to get up from top of the other one to get out of there. But also, on the opposite side of the door that said the door was sealed shut, and when you brought the statue up with the box underneath it, which is what you'd find, and the door would be open on the opposite side, where you can get in the room, which would be a load of stairs, as well as another balcony where you can go round and then down the steps and find some more fucking midgets. And once you did that, you would have found a speed boost in there, as well as something else in there. But before I go any further, in that room with the midgets, that was when you get into the room with the 2 doors on the left, which was one underneath and one above, as well as one that I said about the door that would have said the door is sealed shut. That there was another part of that room that had a wooden thing that had a symbol on it, and I said you couldn't destroy it. So you had to do something, which was basically go into the room with the steps, like I mentioned, and you would have found something in that room that you could get hold of once you dealt with the small midgets that I did do. Or another way of saying it, you could just grab a specific thing, which was near where the speed boost was, which was a purple thing that would have been tucked in a corner of the left hand side when you're moving around the place, and you could just pinch it and then run away. But it depends on how much health you've got to do just that. So when I killed them, I grabbed the purple thing, which you can get hold of, which would be the shotgun ammo upgrade, which would be the light blue bar that can go on it. And what I did do was I grabbed the shotgun ammo and I showed you what the ammo does on the shotgun. And so once I grabbed the ammo for the shotgun, went back into the room with all those small midgets and sorted those out. And with the steps and the door on the left hand side when you go in that room, I went back in there and I was up against some ghosty screaming bitches, and I used a crossbow and killed them. And then once they were dead, the box underneath the statue that I said that you can destroy it when you've got the shotgun ammo, which is why you can't destroy it unless you did grab all of the shotgun ammo. And once I shot the ammo onto the box, it smashed, and then by the fireplace that was in that room, you'd be able to grab an egg. And then once I grabbed the egg, I went back around and around the place to unlock a challenge, which was challenge 5, that was called time attack. And once I put the egg in, I showed you what the challenge was, and I'll give you a couple of tips of how you can complete it, or either you just needed something else to make a success out of it. But I didn't, as well as maybe give you a couple of ideas of how to really complete it, as well as with an area with 5 challenges that you have to complete. They would also have a red colour around it to say you can't go in there. So that's why you need an egg to allow the red colour to disappear, and then you can go in there. Also, while I was in there, I was going through mission 4. I was explaining again about that how to complete it, as well as possibly show you what you're not supposed to do, which is another reason why I've done that, just to show you what you're supposed to not do, as well as read out what challenge 4 was said about the maze, which is basically make the way across the bridge. But I didn't do that, as well as, like I said, that when I've unlocked another 2 challenges, I will show you how to actually complete it. As well as with the 5 challenges that I said about, if you unlock just 3 of them and you complete 2 of them and you couldn't do the other one, and you know there's 2 of them that is locked, and you go through that purple thing and you eventually unlock the other 2, and you have a trouble trying to complete the other 3, and you get pissed off that you can't do it, and you go back through that purple bit, and then when you've unlocked the other 3 and you think, right, yes, it's time for me to go for the other 3 to get a specific thing, which I'll explain to you very, very soon. As well as, if you did complete the other 3 and you know you've already completed the 2, that means you're going to have to do those 2 again to unlock something else, which would have been a rifle gun that you can get hold of, unless you complete all of them again, especially if you managed to unlock the other one and completed it with the other 2 that was locked, or if you had a couple of goes at the 2 that was unlocked, you'd say, oh, I can't fucking do it, I can't do it, fuck it, I'll go through the purple thing. And basically that's why you can't get hold of the rifle unless you do all of those fucking again until you have made a success of completing the other 2 that you just had freaking troubles with. But still, I'm going to have a couple of goes and explain a couple of things about those again. So what I'm going to do is start mission 5 in the middle of somewhere where I was, even though the game saved me back to another part that I did come from that you might remember. But as it's happened, I'm going to show you where the things were that I picked up. So here we go. Right, so we are here. So what I'm going to do is go back this way to remind you. I suppose hopefully my health is not going to go too far down. So that's where we're going first. Right, also with the weapons, R1 and circle or square, you're always going to need, especially the R1, which is your accuracy, because if you don't hold that R1, you're not going to attack your enemies at all. So that's the reason why. But don't forget, on mission 5, when I started it, on my last recording, that we were always fighting against these enemies, which are metal whacking fuckers. That they've got their own whacking sticks. But we've got the swords, and the crossbow, and the shotgun, as well as the ammo, if you haven't picked up already. But that's not a problem. Also, you might remember that there is a red bar and a light blue bar at the top there on the corner. But also, don't forget there is something down it on the side of this bridge, which is a life REPLEN isotope up, which allows you to have your health bar back up to the size that you did have. Now, before I go any further, now, if you look on the right hand side, there's a light blue bar that is a nice size by the shotgun and the swords and of course the pistols and of course the crossbow. Now, usually I have a health bar, which is the red bar, that would have been the same size as the blue bar, but it isn't because I've been picking up certain things. So, in your test run that you might have saw me do on my first recording against someone that would have been called Hyde, but I dealt with him. But also when you're doing mission 1 as well, that the red bar would be the same size as the light blue bar when you're playing the game, as well as when you're doing the game like that. With the red bar, there are 15 black squares in total, and basically what you've got to do is make the black square, or every 15 black squares there are, to go red. Now you wonder, how do you do that? Well, what you've got to do is find life increases, as well as when you're in missions you'll find a fair load of those, as well as when you find one life increaser in a mission, you're going to need to find another one to make one of the black squares to be filled up in red, instead of having a size like the blue bar that you can see by the crossbow and the swords are at the moment. And so that's how you can make one of those black squares to be filled up in red. As well as when you fill 10 of those black squares with all the life increases that you can find, you're going to have to buy 5 more in armory. Now, there are 5 black squares for the light blue bar, which is your ammo. And the way to get those 5 black squares filled up in blue is because you have to buy them in armory. So that's how that works. As well as underneath the red bar that I've got the size at the moment, there are 4 yellow things. Now usually you're supposed to start with 3, but also you can buy 2 more. And what those are finisher slots. Now basically how they work is allow you to knock some enemies health all the way down, and some enemies health will not go all the way down. Right, so you can press triangle if you have got 1 life REPLEN isotope, but if you've got 3, then you can't pick any up, which is why that word was underneath that you saw just a few seconds ago. So yeah, so those things will allow your health to go back up, but when you pick up one, when you haven't got none, You're wondering, where would you find that? Well, the way you'd be able to find it is when you press the start button, and where you find RESUME, which is basically continue, and down in INVENTORY, that's where you'll find your life, REPLENIZR, for you to top your health bar back up. Also, you can find two other things, which will be ammo, REPLENIZR, which allows your ammo of the light blue bar to go back up to the size you did have, as well as speed boost, which allows you to run fast, as well as the pistols and all the weapons you've got to allow them to go quite fast. Also, as you can see, there is number 3. By every single 3 that I've got, you can only use 3. But also, if you got a full life bar and a full light blue bar, you don't want to press the X button, because otherwise you'll waste them. Okay, so be very, very careful. It's exactly the same if you've started to use one speed boost. So you use one for 20 seconds and you push another one and you're thinking you can get 40 seconds. It won't work like that. You only have 20 seconds, and once you push it again, like I said, you'll waste one. So don't do that. Right, so as I said, when I picked up a fair few things, I'm going to remind you where you could get them from. So that's what's next on my list of my priorities. So, usually, there is a symbol in this windmill bottom, this windmill building. You might be able to see right now. As you can see, there's a fan spinning, and usually there's a wooden thing by there, and you could blow that off with the shotgun, as the shotgun with not even with the ammo, but you can use the ammo to blow it off if you want, and you can get in it. And then R1 and triangle, where you could find a life increaser, but like I said, I have picked up 3 of them, so I'm going to remind you where they are. And so one will be up here. Also, when you jump down, don't worry, because your health will not go all the way down. So if you're too terrified, then that's fine. Just drop down from the hole that you came from, or the hole I came from, and just basically get out that way. Right, also the other second life increaser would be up it with R1 and triangle that you're going to need to pull yourself up with a grapple hook that you'll have in the start of the game. So a life increase will be in there, on top of that, shall we say. As well as when you find an egg, like I did on my last recording, and when you do grab an egg, what you want to do is press the start button, go into INVENTORY and press X, and then go to the word of the egg and make sure the word is in white, and then press X, and then you'll be all good. But if you unlocked it, all you got to do is just press the triangle and then you can go in it. As well as what I'm going to do is show you the challenge 5, which is what I have unlocked, which would be over here. So that's where it'll be. As well as to remind you, if you haven't unlocked any of the other ones, as you can see, this one down it that's red, that means you can't go through there. And another one, which would be just in this corner, you should be able to see another red colour sitting in the corner somewhere. And another red one would be right here. As I said before, when I unlock one, I will let you know which one will be the one that will be unlocked. But also there's 2 that has already been unlocked, which is this one right here, that is challenge number 5, and the challenge 4 will be right here. And so yeah, those are the ones that's been unlocked, as well as we are going to move on right now because we got some other things to sort out, as well as try and get somewhere to finish mission 5 off, which is the plan. Also, you've got some owls. You can try and knock their health out with the crossbow, which is the best weapon, or the shotgun if you want, as well as the ammo, if you've got it. Also, you won't have it on mission 5 when you start it, so I will let you know where that is as well, if you haven't seen my other recordings. As well as if you took a lot of damage, you will find a red colour of the symbol that's on the floor, which are a god symbol you'll find in the middle of the red bar and the blue bar. You can see that it's up to 6,737 there. So when you're in mission 7, at mission 5, you'll find a gate that will be broken off that you can go straight through, as well as you can go through this side, and usually you'll find some ghostly scream bitches, but I've got skeletons, so that's okay for me, as well as I can get some red to top my health bar back up, which is what I want. And as it's back up, we move on and press the triangle, which is where you'll find a door once you've gone through the gate on your first turn in mission 5. As well as usually when you start going through this door, you'll find some stone vampires, but there isn't any for me, so we're gonna have to find out. Also, don't forget, I did say about this door, don't go through that door because you'll find some things. Oh, we've got these screaming bitches, so we'll give them a bit of this. So the crossbow is the best weapon for you to use, or you can use the pistols with the ammo, with the light blue barb that I have got there. So you can use that if you want on them. And so what I'm going to do, like I said, remind you why you don't want to go through that door, as well as usually there's a life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H-R for you to grab hold of, but I've already got that, so that's why that's not there. And also, like I said, with the accuracy, always keep the R1 button pushed in. And also these things will spin around to allow some wind to come out, as well as try and get that to hit you. So make sure they don't do that. So there's that. Also with these green and red things, they will stay there for a period of time, but when they start flashing, they will have a few seconds before they disappear. And so that's that bit sorted, as well as the other life increaser that I grabbed off, which would be the 3. One of them would be just about behind this tree, or just where I'm standing right now. That's where the 3 life increases will be. So that's that sorted. Also, I'm going to remind you, when you stand it with R1 and triangle, usually with the stone flying vampires, once you dealt with them, when your first appearance in this area, in mission 5, another one would have turned up. And so now, as that hasn't happened, with the screen bitches that I just dealt with. So I did show you this thing. And I said about, there's something behind it, as well as you can't fucking destroy it. So basically what you're going to have to do is leave it until the end of the game. So you're going to have to come back for it. There could be something special for you to grab hold of, but I'm not going to give you any ideas what it can be. Okay, so there's that sorted. So now what you want to do is push the triangle to get in the door, and when you do, you'll find a scene, but as that's been dealt with, you'll find these fucking bastards to deal with. Because usually on the scene, when you first go in it, you'll find a guy standing by the table. Is about here. You'll find one of those fuckers to play with a toy. There's a specific toy, which would be like a wooden tooth with a skull tooth with a wooden stick or something like that, and then it wants to chuck the skull tooth thing at Van Helsing, and then Van Helsing gets his pistols or just uses his arm to try and push it out of the way so it doesn't whack him, and then that'll be that. So like I said, when you get in this mission, when you get into this area, that you might have saw on my last recording, that you saw this thing. I said you couldn't destroy it, so there's that for you. As well as when you're in this area and when you're fighting those things for the first time, this door right here would have been red for you to not go in there. As well as I was showed you on my last recording that you can go up here and go to this corner with R1 and triangle, as well as there would be some sort of broken wooden brick stone something by the steps. It's broken off. There was that, and of course I showed you that you can swing with the R1 and triangle to swing across over towards over it. But also, if you can see this thing right here that's open, so when you're in this area for the first time, the door would be sealed shut with the words that you might have remembered on my last recording I did, as well as it would have been shut, as well as you had to try and get it open, which I will show you in a few minutes when I get there. But as I said, that you can go to this door to get into the other room, but we're not going to do it that way, because what I did do was go through this door, as well as when you do, usually the metal whacking fuckers are in it when you would have brought this statue that's in the middle, and you would have brought that up by using the weapon I'm using in a minute, and allow one of those arrows to hit a thing that is what the statue's holding, which is this little thing that's right in front of Van Helsing, or just above his head, which is a wooden or metal god symbol thing, where you had to use the crossbow and hold R1 and press the square to hit it, and then what the thing would do, it would go up and a box would appear underneath, and then once you did that, the door from the other room would be open, which I will get to in a moment. As well as I said before, that when you go in this room and you try and push the triangle on the door, yeah, it'll be locked, so you couldn't get out. And so you had to basically go up. Nope, wrong button. You would have to go up here to get out. Also, what I'm going to do as well, to remind you that once I've made a success out of it, without fluffing up, you would be able to find a life REPLEN ISH up just in this corner where I'm standing, and you could pick up automatically, even if you had 3 of the life increases. But if you had 2 or 1, that's where you can find one. If you have already got one and you want another one, it'll be there. As well as the way to get out is to go to this door. And so once you've done that, press the triangle to get through. And then you could just use the R1 and triangle to swing across instead of fighting against those fuckers. And this door would be open, which is what I'm going to do, is ignore those and go to this door, which will be open, like I said. And then once you've gone in it, you'll find a balcony for you to go down the steps, like I said. And you'll be up against these fucking bastards. As well as I'm going to try and hope and pray that I'll be staying alive. Because usually, when you ever go in this area, there are fucking loads of these bastards. And there is a specific reason why, which I'll explain in a few seconds once that's dropped. So the reason why there'll be a lot of those fucking bastards, as there's a few less than I thought, is because that they are guarding something. That's why usually when you come in this area for the first time, there are fucking loads of the bastards to guard a thing for the shotgun, which would be the ammo. For the shotgun to do that. So it would be doing that. Do you wonder how the fuck did I do that? Well, the ammo would be just about standing over here. So it'll be standing there. As well as how you use the ammo is push the L1 button just once and then it'll turn on. Also, when you're using the ammo, you want to be very careful how you use that, because some weapons will allow the ammo to go really fast down. So be careful. Also, there's a speed boost, like I said before, that there's a speed boost in the ammo that'll be in this room, is what I meant before. So there's that for you already sorted. And then the last of all, once you've done all that, you could just swing across with R1 and triangle to swing yourself across and go straight for this door, or you could just go from underneath where I was before. Okay, so once you did that, you'll find some couple of enemies, especially if you went to the bottom door that I didn't do. You'll find the box and use the shotgun to, with the ammo as well, to blow the box off and make it disappear and make this statue slam back on its ground, as you can see, or have already seen it go down, or seen it on my last recording. And then once you brought that box down, the egg would be underneath the fireplace that I picked up a long while ago. That's why that's not there now. And then basically went back to the same area that you have seen a little while ago. And then went back to go all the way to the cheat, which would be cheat number 5. So like I said, I'm going to show you what I did do before, and then we'll be all good. And then we can carry on instead of just keep going back and forwards and back and forwards and back and forwards. How about that? So yeah, we did that, and then went all the way back. All the way back. Oi, bitch. And then went back through the gate. And then fired up against some owls and sorted them out. And then stood by it, press the start button, go into INVENTORY, and then press X. And then when I found the egg, it would have been underneath the speed boost, and then there'd be a number 1 beside it, and press X, and then it would have unlocked challenge number 5. And I showed you what all of the 2 cheats do, as well as possibly make a fuck up, as well as have a couple of options to say, how do we do this and what sort of way is it possible to do it? So that's that, and that's basically it. So we should just have enough time for some other bits to do. So there's that for you to remember. So, also in Mission 5, we are going to Castle Frankenstein. You might remember on my last recording, or the previous one before that, one guy said that the Castle Frankenstein can be the site of Dracula's great ambitions. And if you know who Dracula is, that's fantastic, but if you don't, that's fine. As well as if you have watched the film before, you know exactly who Dracula is and Frankenstein himself. Yeah. So we're going to learn about Dracula's great ambitions. Well, Thanos is going to find out because he hasn't got there yet, is he? He hasn't got there. Right, so now you wonder, how do we process ahead? Oh, you're about to find out soon. That's a dealt with these wankers who likes to chuck a load of sharp metal teeth or wooden teeth at Van Helsing, by the way. So, also, some of these will come from different places, and rather than just fucking at me. So basically what you want to do is just move L3 down and left and right to avoid them, so they don't fucking whack you. Also on the opposite side of the table, when you find some, what you can do is stay on top of it and just move a couple of inches. There's a couple of these are fucking on the opposite side, how rude. Because I was doing my magic trick. But no, I have to get in the bloody way. So yeah, that's their trick. So let's try that again, once I sorted these bastards out. So like I said, when you find some on the opposite side of the table, you can stand it and just move a couple of inches across, and then they can't get you. So, as I said before, with this thing here, you're wondering, how do you destroy it, as well as what's behind it? Because usually there's something behind it. Well, what you want to do is get the shotgun, and when you get the ammo, that is why you need to find that, as well as that is why the other room that I was in before, when I was explaining to you where you'd be able to find the speed boost and the shotgun ammo, with a load of those fucking midgets that wants to fucking destroy you, as well as not get enough space to move around in. So that's why there was loads of those around on my last recording. Even though there's a few less because you've already grabbed it. As well as, like I said, you could just go in that room, grab it and fucking run away. But that's kind of cheating, really. Okay, so what you want to do when you grab the ammo with the shotgun, use L1 with the ammo and press the square and fucking rip it off. Which is what that shotgun does. As well as when you go through here, there's nothing behind it apart from another room with skeletons, which is what you'll find when you've moved ahead. As well as these skeletons will be more aggressive if you don't remember. On mission 4, with a purple colour thing that they can get that thing to hit you with, but we haven't seen that at the moment, so I'm all good. So we're all okay. So like I said, you can use the ammo on the pistols or the shotgun, as well as the saws with the ammo you can use. Right, so when you go through this door, but before I do, I'll remind you, because I know that you can stand it and push R1 and triangle with the grapple hook. With R1 and triangle, and put yourself on top of it, where you'll find a ammo, REPLEN, ISHL, for you to top your light blue bar back up if you haven't decided to use that. Especially if you really want it to go up quicker, then go ahead. But I'm an expert of playing this game as well as saying I don't really want to use it. Right, so when you're in it, you'll find some more of these fucking midgets around this place, so be careful. Also, if you want to go for a different one, let go of R1 and push it in again. Also, when your hat falls off, this is what they will do, is fucking try and nick it. As you can see, this one's trying to grab it, but he's fucking done it. Little bastard. Don't you fucking piss me off. As well as once you die, you'll have your health to go back up, so don't worry about that. As well as if you're wondering, will the light blue bar go up? It doesn't. It depends on if you don't use it. I know where you're fucking going. I know where you're going. Well, I'm not letting you fucking kick my fucking ass, apart from you're fucking kicking my fucking ass, aren't you? You bag of shit. You bag of shit. Also, if the axis doesn't move, then just move to another one of these and just kick their fucking ass. Also, I have got something a few recordings back, which was dodge fire, but it hasn't happened yet on me because I'm not doing the buttons right, which I'll explain to you very soon. As well as with 4 of these chains that you'll find in this room, which is some sort of motor or some kind. And you're wondering why are these there and what the fuck do you do with it? Well, you'll find out soon. As well as you'll find some cogs and some gears. And you wonder, how does this work? Well, once again, there's also something else in the middle of this thing. And you wonder, how do you do that? Well, once again, like I said, you'll have to find out, as well as how do you do it? Well, you'll find out sooner or later. Right, so once you have noticed something's gone wrong, which I haven't fucking sussed at because there's something that's gone wrong. So I'm going to try and push triangle and try and get something that's going to go my way, but I flicking sense it's not going to flicking happen. Uh-oh. Right. Okay, so the problem is, when your hat falls off, you're going to have to find it. But also, if it falls off, you're just going to have to try and get it, because you're going to not get something special. So, if it hasn't turned up, if you might remember where it fell off, what you might have to do is go back and forwards places to try and get it back. As you can see, Van Helsing's hat's on has gone. So what I'm going to do, and what my best option for you to do, is just go back in this door and go back in the door, and I'm going to hope and pray it works. But it hasn't, so we're going to have a problem. Yeah, I did have a gut feeling about it. As well as I'll have my health to go back up. One of these bitches will give me some red. Oh. I'm going to do it again. And hopefully those midgets will turn back up. Because like I said, about something. Right, there's one. There's another. Also, like I said, these fucking things like to fucking nick your fucking hat. Also, oh, yeah, get up, man. No. So, now you got a problem. Like I said, with the hat, if it falls off, oh, for goodness sake, why have you got to send those fucking things back in me? Right, so let's try that again then. But I can sense that is not going to happen to me. Right, so I'm going to have to hope and pray that the purple colour, which is what you're usually looking for, if your hat's fallen off. But still, if it falls off in any mission, what you have to do is basically do the game again. And what I mean by that is just finish the game, save the game onto the save that you're using, and then try and keep it. Which looks like I'm gonna fucking have to. How bloody rude. That's what I was worried about. But yeah. So the reason why you want to keep your hat is because you will not be able to get something that you're really after. So that's my trick to be a complete disaster of making pot of 100%. But maybe there is a way that I can get it. Maybe there's a way. Okay, but it's going to be a fat no. Okay, so when you go to this door, you can do a couple of jumps. 2. Get up, you stupid div, and jump on top of this bit, and jump on top of this bit, where you can find a specific thing with this symbol once again, as well as usually you'll find something in it, but you can possibly see something that looks pretty similar. Do you know what's there? As well as you're wondering, can you fucking destroy it? Well, you definitely can. Also, you can leave it if you want for now, which is probably what I might do for now. And when you jump down it, you'll find an enemy, which is these fucking metal wankers. Like I said, you can dodge around the place and avoid them if you want, but I'm not going to do that right now because you're going to find out what's around here. That is white. I'm not going to run away like a complete chicken. But these are like he's wandering off. Oh, not you. Oh, shit. Who do you think you are? Your turn. So also, you want to press X to jump as well, to give you a good chance of getting close to them, or either just give them a good old smack with your own swords to do the job. And so there's another one. So I'll take a whack if you want to give me a whack. And so yeah, once you've done that, you'll find two of these wooden stone statues. They're not wooden. The fuck? Oh well. They're stones. They're stone statues with their own whacking sticks. And of course, they won't come alive, just like the other ones I showed you before. Now, when you're standing it, you can jump over this statue, where you'll find some green god symbol for you to grab hold of when you've done a couple of jumps, and then some will appear from middle nowhere. Don't forget this thing right here. Don't forget I did say about you'll find 5 of these, as well as you're going to need something to unlock it, which is a challenge. Now you're wondering which challenge is that? Well, I haven't got something that you're going to need, so we're going to have to leave it. As well as you'll find a barrel and a box for you to smash to get some green or red, which how generous the game is going to be. Also, over here is a gate. Now this leads to the opposite side where we just started from. So yeah, that's where that is going to be leading to. So you can't go back that way. Also, when you go through it, you'll find an elevator that will take you down to where? Where could you be going? We'll have to see. Right, so once you get down, you want to jump off, as well as get the crossbow out or the pistols if you want. Because you'll find some skeletons again. They'll be back for them to try and knock your flicking health down, or either make you blind. Even though it's supposed to make fun of us and blind, so as long as you've got your eyes peeled, then you'll be okay. Also, when you come away from that corner, you can move around in this area. As well as, like I said, these skeletons will be a bit more aggressive in Mission 4. To send a line of purple things that can hurt your health or knock your health down. That'll be a better word for it. As well as, when you move a couple of inches, you'll alert a couple of skeletons. So the trick is, stand one side for a little bit and wait for another one, and again wait, but don't wait for too long, because the red or the purple, the red or the green god symbol will start to turn up to be flashing. So be careful how you do that. Also, when you've done that, take those out, or just one when you've got just one, especially if you've got 2, especially one from a bit more further behind the other one, and just do that and you'll be all good. So then what you want to do, once you've dealt with that and the sound drops like that to say there's no more enemies ahead, you can proceed ahead. When you get towards here, a door will go up for you to go straight through. And once you do, if I were you could get the shotgun out with the ammo, because that sound will pick up as these fucking bastards that fucking gets in your fucking way. Because it's usually one or two from when you get close towards their way. And they're gonna basically stick a fucking detonator at you, or a crossbow. Not a crossbow, just an arrow. And just keep poking you. Also, if you go towards the left when you come ahead, there will be a path that you can go to. But once you've dealt with them, you'll find on the right hand side it, which is another one of these circle things that's got a colour inside, as well as on the right hand side of the screen you can see a gear or some cogs. They're cogs and some metal poles. You wonder, what do they do, or how do you get them to work? Well, you'll find out sooner or later. As well as you've got a door there, you can push the triangle button, but I'm not going to do that right now, because you can find some more cogs around this place. As well as if you look on the right hand side, there's a red or a purple colour or a pinky colour with the grab hook that is required for you to do R1 and triangle. But when you do, you pull yourself up and find another one of these symbols. And what's behind it, you're wondering? As well as, can you fucking destroy it? No, you can't. Another one. So there's two in mission 5 that you can't fucking destroy. So basically what you're going to have to do is finish the game again to do something about it. So, screw that. So, when you get to the edge, just press X and you'll slide down. When you do, you'll be back here. And then what you want to do is go back towards this door and press the triangle button. And guess what? It's all these fucking bastards. Also, like I said, you can use the ammo, the shotgun, which I might do because these fucking things are getting close. So I'll say, get the fuck out of my way. No good getting in my fucking way. Now, one of these can have a bit of arrow, and this one's trying to get towards me, but nope, you're too late. You're too late. And so, once you've done all that, you'll find these green pipes or tubes. I'll say they're tubes with a green colour in it. There's possibly some bodies in there or something in it, but yeah, there's about 7 or 8 in it. As well as, once again, there are some more cogs around this area for you to find. So you want it. How do we get this to move? Well, you can't. So what you're going to have to do is stand on top of this circle thing and push R1 and triangle, which is the only way you can go to proceed ahead. And as you can see, the little orangey colour symbol there, which is to do with your orange, your grapple hook. When you see a red or an orange colour, for you to pull yourself up. And that's what you can do. As well as, you'll find a scene right here. You'll find Arsene missing his hat and moving his hand onto that thing. Now what those are eggs. And they're going to be electric, which has been powered by something. And also, usually in the film, there are baby vampires in that thing. As well as in the film, which is what I'm going to do once I've turned the flicking controls on. What a div. But still, I did have less health, so that's fine with me. Because also I'm going to go for R1 and triangle. Because when you do that, you can just do the R1 and triangle to pull yourself back up again. So that's another reason why I've done that. So that's okay for you to know. And so once again, you'll find some electric into these eggs, as well as some baby vampires. And you wonder, where's the power coming from? Well, if you've seen the film before, you know exactly where it's coming from. But if you don't, then that's not a problem. As well as usually in the film, with Van Helsing of Hugh Jackman, that has been the actor, is usually with Anna. And he says, "This is where I come in." So when he says it, he uses a shotgun. So that is why I'm going to pretend I'm him with a shotgun. So that's how I'm going to play it. But you can use the other weapons if you want. Also, usually in the film, there is 3 people up above a certain point, which is 2 of the vampire bitches that you might remember on mission 2 that I was dealing with, and someone else. So one vampire bitch would be on the left, someone in the middle, and another vampire bitch on the right. And then the person says, "Teach them all." Yeah, teach them all how to fly. But that is all I'm going to give you right now, because I need to concentrate, as well as pretend I'm actually Hugh Jackman with his shotgun in the film. So that's my plan. So yeah, there's them. Right, now, also, once the red bar disappears and the blue bar, now if you look up above, there's a certain colour, as well as there is a balcony over there. Now, with that balcony up there, that is where the 2 vampire bitches are, and someone else in the middle of those 2. So, you wonder, who are they? As well as who would be in the middle. But that means you might find something up there. So what you're going to need to do is go towards the steps, and then you'll find a door, and then what you want to do is you might want to go to the door and push triangle, but it's locked. There must be another way in to the ALBORATORY, what that spells to be. So we can't go through there. Once again, with the orangey colour, with the grapple hook symbol, you have to use R1 and triangle, as well as if you look closely, up above towards that colour, there is another thing over there. So R1 and triangle, which is what you're going to need to pull yourself up, but if you're standing in the wrong place, like I was, so you want to stand about here, R1 and triangle, and then Van Helsing will plop himself up, and then when you press the square, you'll find another weapon. You're wondering, what is that? Well, if you remember when I came in this area, which did a specific thing, which is close to what this thing does. So there's a new weapon for you to grab hold of, which is a electric motor weapon. So you wonder, what the fuck does that do? So, well, R1 and triangle. Well, R1 to start off with. Wrong button thinking, of course. And R1 and square. Is always the weapons. Buttons. Oh dear. So, always whichever weapon. And the same buttons. R1 and square for weapon 1 And weapon 2 is circle for the saws. So yeah, so what does this do? Well, you're about to find out. You ready? Yeah. It fires. What are them? So you wonder what the fuck's that for? Well, you're about to find out soon. Right, so once you've grabbed that, you want to get out of it, which is what you really want to do. And once you do, what you can do is just jump down and possibly get away from these, which is what I'm trying to do, because you want to do that immediately. As well as what you want to do is go back the other way. You're wondering why. As well as you've probably already sussed out what is my plan. As well as my health is a bit lower down than I thought. But that's not a problem. So once again, once you grab the weapon, you might want to go back up. And you're wondering, what am I actually trying to do here? Also, you can now use this weapon against these stone flying vampires and do a good fucking load of damage to them. Also, with these things, what you want to do is just jump around by pressing the X button, especially if they're trying to hit you with these spitting needle things, as well as possibly trying to fly in front of you. And I've done, so that's fine. I can have a health bar back up, which is what this thing will do, and so you'll be all good. And so, once that is done, with the circle thing that's on the left hand side to say your save is already sorted. So let's find out if we've got the same enemy up again, because usually when you're going back and forwards places, some enemies will disappear to be changed into something else, but those stone statues there, they won't come alive, so don't worry about that. And so, once you get back up it, you might want... Oh, come on, you freaking div. Ugh. Get up. Get up. So yeah, you might want to go up here. And as you've got this weapon, you can use it to smash it, instead of using the ammo on the shotgun. So you can do that. There you go. So now, once again, with this thing in the middle, it is a life increaser. As well as when you find one of the black squares will be not filled up in red, as I said before. So you might want to find another one, which is how you can get one of those black squares to be filled up. So is this the first one or is it my second? Let's find out. And it is my second, so there you go. When you find a second one like that, you'll have one of those black squares filled in red. There you go. So yeah, that was one reason why I've gone back in this area. As well as, have you figured it out yet? If not, that's not a problem. Why was I pushing the circle button? I don't bloody know. But, oh well. Still, any specific enemy will appear from the new or old ones, but especially old ones that you've been fighting up against lately. As well as, once again, I'm going to hope and pray that something will happen. But I'm actually fucking not too sure if it's going to fucking happen. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Because one of these fucking bastards have fucking nicked it. can't see the purple thing at all. What the fuck is it? Well, I know for sure that I'm going to have to do something with a specific thing that I'm going to have to accept. Here's the hats. And what I mean by that is forget something that you can grab hold of if you haven't got the fucking hat. Especially when it falls off. So yeah, we're just going to leave that. So basically what you're going to get if you do lose the hat in any mission, you won't grab hold of a nice special cheat. That is why you want to keep the hat on without it being freaking falling off or bloody stolen from a bloody midget like that. Because that's what their trick is. Right, so next then. With these chains here, what you want to do is stand by this gib and hold R1 and press the square to fire a specific thing out of this weapon, which is this circle thing or whatever it is, and hit the circle that's in the middle of these cogs, and the gears will turn, and then this thing will come down, and once you do, you'll find something which is an egg. So grab that. You're wondering what's that for? Well, you're about to find out sooner or later. So what I'm going to do is screw the freaking thing that I was going to try and not lose, as well as try and grab something to show you what you can get. But it hasn't gone my bloody way. So fuck it. And have I done that? Yes, I have. Okay. So now with the egg, it goes in here. So you're wondering, what is the egg going to do? As I said before, it is to do with a challenge that you might want to unlock. So yeah, once you find one of these, and there are 5 of those, like I said before, that you'll have to unlock 5 challenges, as well as find 5 eggs, as well as each one of these for an egg to go in. Each one of these 5 same things that you can do. So once you press the X, and then the screen will go like that, as well as take us into this area again, as well as, like I said, when you come into this area and you put an egg in, a red colour will disappear to show you which challenge will be unlocked. So you're wondering which one is it and where the fuck is it? Well, there's challenge 1, and it's called Nightfall. So where's Nightfall, you're wondering? Well, Nightfall, challenge 1, is over there. So there it is. So now you're wondering, how the fuck do we do that? Well, I'm going to go towards it, first of all, and possibly pick up a weapon. Choose a weapon, and basically, you want to press the triangle button to get in. And this is challenge 1. Now, if you look closely on the left hand side, there are some statues. Now you wondered, what are these for? As well as, how do you fucking destroy it? Or destroy them? Well, what you're going to have to do is use an enemy to do the fucking job for you. So you want it, what fucking enemy is that to do the job for you? Well, what it is those stone flying vampires. You have to get them to smash every fucking single one before the time runs out. As you said, as you can see underneath, the words are saying before the time runs out. So that's what you're going to have to do, is get the stone vampires to smash all the stone statues. With 3 minutes to do it. So, the shotgun and all the other weapons you've got will not do the job. So, what you've got to do is to try and get them to go the fucking right directions. Because the trouble is, they sometimes just don't go in the right direction you want them to go. So, yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. Right, so 3 minutes is required for you to do it. As well as when you press the X button, it will start. Right, so once the 3 minutes starts, what you're going to try and do is possibly start from the right side. And possibly do a couple of jumps around the place so they don't fucking whack you. As like I said, they might fucking go a different fucking direction when you want them to go the fucking right way. Also, there's a couple there. But also when you're getting these to smash the statues, they can allow you to have some green or red. Also, when you get up here, you'll find some more statues. You missed. Also, like I said, these things might go the wrong don't go your direction. Also, like I said, when they smash the statues, they'll give you some red God symbol, which is what you're looking for. And make sure you don't fall off the edge, especially if you've got some statues still there and you're trying to get those statues to smash them for you. Make sure you just stay up there, basically. Also, what you want to do is make sure they don't fucking knock your health down, because if they do, then that's it, game over. Oh, ouch. But also you've got the life REPLENITH up, so you'll have to go back up. As well as I have said that if I unlock another 2, I'll complete 1 or 2 to show you what you can get. But I'm not sure if I've got enough time to do that, but we'll see. Depends how quick I am to make a success out of it. Also, like I said, you just want to try and get these fucking annoying bastards to go the fucking right direction. Right, also, there are loads and loads of these statues everywhere. Also, like I said, with these red God symbols, you want to make sure you can find some red ones. To top your health bar back up, which I have found a couple, but I've only got 40 seconds, so this could be a complete disaster. Also, you'll find some more over this area. So, like I said, with some of these statues, there are either not gonna smash them, which I don't think I said that before, but I have now. 9 seconds, no. Fat no. But it is doable. And so yeah, there are also some more over there. Okay. So yeah, that's what you got to do. And so yeah, once you've done these, like I said, you just got to make a success out of it. Also, there's 1 smashed. Also, I'm going to have to make sure I'm going to have to touch the right buttons, which I'm not doing right at the minute, but that's fine with me. Also, if you're going one direction, you can always go back the other way and go a different path. And so my health is down a bit, so I might use a life REPLENITH up, because I've got 3 of those. So that might do me a favour. Oh, get round there. Hey, stop it. Go on, get over here. So yeah, you might want to do some couple of jumps to avoid them. Come on. Stop being a stupid bellend. So yeah, you might want to have to do a couple of jumps from different angles. Oh, for goodness sake. So that's what you don't want to do. Because otherwise it's going to cost you some time. Right, so like I said, don't do a couple of jumps like that, as well as once you've done those, just try and move different areas or different sides to try and just get them to frickin' smash the frickin' statues. As well as make sure you know where they are, and then you'll be all good. 1 minute and 6. Going for that's possible. Go to that one, you. Thank you. Ow. Go to the other one. Come on, statue, give me some red. So what you're going to have to do is make sure they just go your direction and stay alive. Basically. Also got 39 seconds, that's not fucking good enough. Come on! Stop being a fucking dick. And there's another 2 there. Thank you, I'll have a red. Also, like I said, there's more over here, which I didn't show you. So that's okay for you to know about. Oh. I think they're not touching the right button at all. But I don't think I'm going to be able to finish mission 1 at all. It's not going to go my fucking way at all. I want to get mission 1, challenge 1 fucking done. But I don't think it's possible. But, tell you what, we'll have another go. Why not? So just make sure they just don't go the wrong way. Come on. Hey! Fucking knocked my health all the way fucking out because I didn't have enough fucking health. That's why. That's why. Duh. My fingers are slipping and everything in a minute, I think. So like I say, when they're going one way, you might want to jump from a different side. Fly. Stop being a fucking arseholes. Go to that statue, lovely. So, still like I said, just make sure you don't jump off. Which what must have cost me. What a prat. Come on, get over here. Thank you. Come on. And the other one. Go on. Go on. Thank you. What about this one over here? Thank you. And this one. That's it. Give me a red one. A red God symbol, please. Thank you. I'll have those 2 reds. As long as you don't knock on my health all the way flicking down. Bastards. Come on. Smash them. But like I say, you can always come back for the same ones. You might have one missing that's not quite smashed yet. Oh, come on, smash it. Thank you. Okay, there's that one. Oh, fingers are not playing right at all. Okay. There's that. 59 seconds. Might say I have made a fucking mess out of this as well. Okay, there's that one. Oh. Now what? I keep touching that button. Okay, there's that one. But I don't know if that's all those either. No, not there. Oh. In there. Okay, what about that one over there? Okay. 16 seconds. Fat fucking no. It's not going to get my way. It's not going to work. As long as you've got the buttons and everything else, you're all good. But, no, not going to be able to do it. Not today anyway. Even more figures too soggy. Or something like that. But I'll tell you what. There's one that hasn't been done yet. And it's pretty straightforward. We'll do this one over here. Right, like I said before, that there are 5 cheats and there are 5 challenges. As well as, like I said, when I've unlocked 1 or 2, then I will show you how one works. But as one of these ones haven't been a fucking piece of piss to fucking sort out straight away, I'll do this one. Okay, so the maze. You're wondering how do you do this one? Okay, right, well, what you've got to do is make sure the time doesn't run out. As you can see underneath the maze before the time runs out. Or make it across the bridge before... make it across the bridge at the bottom of the maze before the time runs out. So yeah, like I said, this one, if you look on the start, there are some purple colours. Make sure you just don't go through the wrong ones, because otherwise you'll be back here where I'm starting and you'll alert an enemy, which is what I'm going to show you, and then show you how to make success out of it to get to the bridge and get across it before the time runs out. Okay, so yeah, right, you've got a minute to do that. Right, so you'll find 2 there and 1 here. So the first one is right over here, and another one over here, and then you'll find 1 over there, 1 over there, and if you go to the wrong one like that, you'll alert a specific enemy, and the enemy is one of these metal whacking fuckers. So there's that for you to know. So like I said, if you go backwards by accident, then you'll alert another one, and then that is your problem. But also, I'm going to have to do another recording again on mission 5, just to know other bits that's been done and how to come across some bits and pieces. Okay, so this is the way you can complete it. As the time is running out, and well, I'm going to have a cup of tea or something. Okay, so once you've gone through that one, you're going to have to go through this one, if you remember. I have done already. And then go across over this way, and you'll find another one over here. And don't go back that way, because otherwise you'll be back to the start. You'll find another path of just one over it for you to go across. And then what you want to do is go to the corner over it, which is what's next. And then what you want to do is go straight across to this one right here. And so I can sense the sneeze. I'm going to hold it in as long as I can. And then you'll find the bridge right over it. 5 seconds and that's it. So there you go. Success. You have finished the maze in time. So challenge 4 complete. So there you go. That is the way to do it. And so now, what are you wondering what you're going to get? Well, like I said, when you finish one of the challenges, you'll get a cheat. As well as, like I said before, if you've already grabbed the cheat, or any specific ones, and you haven't got any other ones unlocked, or you've got them unlocked and you're having troubles to complete it, and you get pissed off and you go straight through that purple thing, it means you have to do every single fucking one you already have done to get something else, which is a rifle. So you won't be able to get the rifle unless you stay in this area with all the 5 challenges for you to complete to get hold of it. Also, what I'll do is when I've got somewhere in the part of the game, somewhere, like as in start the game again and show you a couple of other bits and pieces, and show you the rifle and how it works again, because I have already shown you before. And that'll be it. Right, so triangle is required for you to see you have found a cheat. So you're wondering what the freaking hell is that one, because I did say on a couple of recordings back what most of all the ones I have done was that whenever I pick up one, I will show you what it is and which one it is, as well as what it does, or try and remember what it does, because some of them are a bit more complicated, as well as because they don't really do what they exactly do. Okay, so one of the cheats you can get all of, which will be DWERGER skin. So there's another one you can get all of in the challenges for you to complete. Another one, when you complete it, it will give you WRAITH skin. And another challenge you can complete to get hold of, which will be ARCHANGLE skin. So there's another one. And the last one will be in a minute, but the one you'll grab hold of from the maze, which will be GARCOYLE skin. And the last one will be Phil skin with FELL skin. So you're wondering what is a GARCOYLE skin do? Well, what it's got underneath is Phil skin or grill skin. Take on mount. I'm pretty sure that's what ALTERNATE formats do. We're about to find that soon. Like I said, when I find one and grab one, I will show you what it does, if it does something. But I don't see absolutely nothing just yet, which is a bit of a pain. How much health have I got? Fuck it. Leave flicking challenge 1. Because that's a fucking nightmare. So I can't do it right now. As well as maybe if I had a little bit more health, then maybe I'll have a couple more goes, which is what I'm planning to do with a couple of the other ones that is possible for you to know about. But also, what I'll do is show you this one once again, which is challenge number 5, which is time attack that I have done yesterday, or last time, which would be the better word, which is challenge 5, time attack. So basically what you've got to do is defeat every single enemy, which is a specific one, which is skeletons. And you've got to defeat every single skeleton there is before the time runs out. So, what you can do is use the new weapon, as well as you've got 1 minute and 30 to kill every single fucking one. And so what you can do is stand by them and just use this weapon to knock their freaking health down. But I don't think this weapon's good enough to do that kind of thing. But there is always 2 ways you to do it. Is use the ammo with the shotgun. Also my health's going to go down in it. As well as there's always one specific one that I always know how to do it. And I've always done it that way. But I'm not going to give you the clue right now. So yeah, that's all the clues I'm going to give you right now. So you've got 1 minute and 30 to defeat every single fucking one before the time runs out, as well as stay alive, basically. And you'll be all good. But like I said, complete the challenge without the time running out. Yeah, so there's that for you to know about. Okay, so what we're going to do is possibly just go through this purple thing and then get the game to save itself with the circle thing that you'll see in a few seconds. There it is. For you to know it's saving the game for us. So there we go. That is it for today, I think, because my fingers are absolutely either knackered out or either a bit too flicking wet, or I don't know. So challenge 1's gonna have to wait, apparently. So yeah, maybe tomorrow or the day after or a couple of days later, I'll have a couple more goes at it, and I'll just have to see if I can make a success out of it. So yeah, I've explained what the 4 cheats are if you complete the other 4, as well as I haven't really shown you what the other one has got in store for you. So let's try and see if it does anything to the enemies. I'm not too sure if it does. But also died, so I don't know precisely what that cheat does. So we have to leave that as well, I reckon. But yeah, there's 1 cheat for you as well. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and I shall catch you on the next one soon. Take care.